Hello, I'm Andy. I'm a public health major. I'm a senior. Oh, and next year I'm going to go get my master's in public health with a concentration in epidemiology. Okay. So I was super interested in global health, so I applied to the JMU Study Abroad program for the HIV/AIDS, like global health study abroad in South Africa. And South Africa is in the top 3 countries in the world that has like the highest rates of HIV/AIDS. It's Lesotho, Botswana, and then South Africa. All 3 of those countries are in sub-Saharan Africa. So we got to go to South Africa and like shadow physicians and go to clinics and kind of meet the people that are experiencing HIV in that area where it's super prevalent. One of the reasons I think that HIV is so prevalent in South Africa is because of the lasting effects of apartheid. It's left like extremely impoverished communities, kind of like divided amongst the city of like Cape Town. That's where we stayed. And a lot of those people that had HIV don't have access or education to the things that they need to kind of like decrease their viral load. So here in the States, HIV is more of a chronic illness where you take your antiretroviral medication and your viral load goes down, so you can live with HIV without experiencing the symptoms or even transmitting it. But in places like South Africa, where you don't really have the education or the access to these medications, or you're like, with education, like you're non-compliant, so you're not taking them regularly, you are putting yourself like at risk for AIDS, which is like the progression of HIV. So that's why it's so prevalent in those places, because people are transmitting it, not taking their medicine, are not even knowing that they have HIV, so they're not getting tested. HIV started in Africa. I want to say Western Africa, but I'm not positive about which region of Africa. So chimpanzees and monkeys carry a strain it's kind of similar to HIV. It's called SIV, and I can't remember what the S is. It's something.
What's up earlier?
It's like something that has to do with monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
And what we learned is that apparently, I think a chimpanzee ate a monkey,
mm-hmm.
and the strands of SIV intertwined, and then a human had like hunted and eaten that chimpanzee or monkey, and the SIV in the monkey kind of like mutated in with the human and turned into HIV, and like extremely contagious and spread throughout forever after that, which was really interesting. So then it just stayed very prevalent in places in Africa like that.
What are the reasons why it stayed so prevalent?
Just lack of access to healthcare and education. Like in the States, you can get tested like at the University Health Center for $10 or the Valley AIDS Network for free, and you can get like tons of education and set up for medications and everything. And so like it decreases the disease. But in South Africa, it's just not really talked about either. There's a huge stigma behind it. I mean, it's like a big deal in the United States, but in South Africa, like they won't talk about it at all, and it's so prevalent. So people don't really get tested either, or don't know about it. So the Shenandoah Valley actually has like a fairly high rate of HIV/AIDS for Virginia. So I'm doing an internship right now at the Valley AIDS Network and kind of working with that population. It is still like primarily amongst like the LGBTQ population, but there are like many people who aren't part of that population that have it, and we're just kind of like working with them to set up like a routine with doctors and kind of working on like decreasing the viral load and like raising their CD4 count, which is like the white blood cells, to combat the disease so they can live like a healthy and long life.